solve two problems today. They are very similar in nature and uses average to solve the problems. So this is an exercise on averages. They are very simple and anybody in third grade should be able to do this. So we have learned that average is a number when some stuff is equally distributed across number of people or number of things. And that's the formula we got to remember. So we know average, we'll indicate that as A or AV. G is total number of stuff that has to be divided into equally amongst number of people or number of units. Units could be people, units could be many other things. But this is the simplest formula that we are going to use to solve both these problems. Now again, they are very simple in nature. So once you get to know what average means and how average is used in calculations, these two should be very easy for you. So let's take the first one. It says 39 marbles were distributed among A, B, and C such that A has 3 less than the average, B has 4 more than the average. Find the number of marbles A, B, and C have. Okay, so let's note down the clues. Total marbles is 39. And we know its total number of kids or total number of people, I'll just assume A, B, C are 3 kids, is 3. So average marbles per kid will be 39 marbles divided by 3 kids, which is equal to 13 marbles per kid. Now I'm using the unit here, marbles per kid, and later on you'll see how important this unit of measure becomes for us to cross-check some of the calculations, the final results and all that. So for now, 13 is just a number, is the average, and marbles per kid is the calculation. So let's go with the clues. A has 3 less than the average. So A will have average minus 3. Average we know is 13 minus 3, 10. So we can say that A has 10 marbles. Next clue, B has 4 more than the average. So we know B will have average plus 4. And we know average is 13. So add 4 to that, 17 marbles. Now it hasn't given anything to do with C, but we know the total number and we know how much A has and how much B has. So C must have the remaining number of marbles. So let's do the calculation. C will have total marbles minus whatever A has minus whatever B has. Or C will have total number of marbles we know is 39 minus A has 10 and B has 17. Right? I'm simplifying this by taking minus 1 as common between minus A and minus B, and I'm adding A plus B here, which is equal to 39 minus 27 is equal to 12. So C will have 12 marbles. Like I said, this is one of the simplest calculations that will test your knowledge of average. So if you have to write down the answers, we will write A has 10 marbles, B has 17 marbles, and C has 12 marbles. Now that's done. The second problem is very similar to this, except that it uses average in a slightly different way. It says marbles were given out to Amy, Brittany, and Charlie in such a way that the average number of marbles per kid is 13. So here we have been told what the average is, whereas in the first one we had to calculate the average. Right? So we know that the average number of marbles per kid is 13 and the total number of kids are 3. So now we know average by the formula that we discussed earlier. Is total marbles divided by total kids. So from here, I know what the total number of marbles would be. So if I do that calculation, total marbles is equal to the average number of marbles per kid multiplied by the total number of kids. So using this formula, I know that there was 13 marbles per kid as an average, and we have 3 kids. So this gives 39. Now let's look at the clues. Amy received 3 marbles less than the average. So Amy received 3 less than the average. We know average is 13 minus 3 is equal to 10 marbles. The next clue is Brittany received 4 more. So Brittany received 4 more than the average. We know average is 13, so add 4 to that and you get 17 marbles. Then it says find the number of marbles Charlie has. So the marbles were divided between Amy, Brittany, and Charlie. Now we know Amy plus Brittany will have 10 marbles plus 17 marbles is equal to 27 marbles together. And we know the total number of marbles is 39. So from here we can find that Charlie must have the remaining ones, which is the total marbles minus sum of marbles that Amy and Brittany has. So if I do this calculation, total number of marbles we know is 39 minus sum of marbles between Amy and Brittany is 27, and that leads us to 12. So we know Charlie has 12, right? So let's put down the answers here. Amy has 10 marbles. Brittany has 17 marbles. And finally Charlie has 12 marbles. And just to cross check this, if you add up all these, you will get 39, which is the total, and the average, which is 13. So this gives two very simple problems with averages, but it tests out your knowledge of average and how to use them in various calculations. Again, average is just a number. If things were divided equally amongst a group of units or a group of things or a group of people, kids, the number that comes out is the average. And if you multiply the average with the total number of things that you divided them into, you get the total number of things that is available. So this two problems should be enough to kind of give you an idea about what sort of problems to expect in averages. The formula that you got to remember is this. An average always comes with a unit. In this particular case, it's marbles per kid. And you got to remember that unit. In your answers, you got to bring the unit back. For example, if you see the answers here, I have said A has 10 marbles, B has 17 marbles, C has 12 marbles. That unit, you got to take the unit along with you in your calculations. Thank you.